got a little weather change for a little bit, or for a couple till probably tomorrow. Everybody been studying this week? Kinda.
Yes, sir.
A little bit, not really. Alright, well, we're gonna get it anyway. First and foremost, we want to thank the Most High for another day, to just serve Him and to stay in His Word and to just continue our faith and our walk and enduring in this confusing, wicked world. We just want to thank Him for the family here today and in good health. And we want to just send some prayers out to those that's dealing with sickness or family members and death. You know, it seems like we always at a lot of funerals these days. So today, you know, we're just going to go into this walk of Joshua, right? The life of Joshua. Furthering our edification by a show of hands, can anyone tell us about Joshua? Anybody?
He took over once Moses passed away.
Anybody else?
He took over the tribe.
Brothers? No? You don't have nothing? No one's read about Joshua? Alright, well, we're going to get some edification today, if it be the will of the Most High. Let's go to Exodus 20. Brother Demetrius, Brother James, if y'all could read 7 and 7.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
My Shalom family.
About Shalom.
We read now the book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 1. And the Most High spake all these words, saying, I am the Lord thy God, which hath brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers on the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain.
Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work. But the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea and all that in them is, and rested the seventh day. For the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. Honor thy father, thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land. The Lord thy God giveth thee. Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not commit adultery.
Brother Kurt, is you 7?
I'll finish it.
You got it?
Verse 15, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor's. And all the people saw the thundering and the lightning and the noise of the trumpet and the mountain smoking. And when the people saw it, they removed and stood afar off. And they said unto Moses, Speak thou with us, and we will hear. But let not the Most High speak with us, lest we die. And Moses said unto the people, Fear not, For the Most High is come to prove you, and that his fear may be before your faces, that ye sin not.
Con, family. So the life of Joshua, right? Thank you, brothers, for reading, bringing out them commandments of the Most High. Always coming back to the Most High's commandments to keep us in line in this world, right? Because it's real easy to just follow the ways of the world. We want to open it up with the book of Exodus, chapter 17. Let's start from the top.
It's the book of Exodus, chapter 17 and verse 1. And all the congregation of the children of Israel journeyed from the wilderness of Sin after their journeys according to the commandment of the Lord, and pitched in Rephidim, and there was no water for the people to drink. Wherefore the people did chide with Moses, and said, Give us water that we may drink. And Moses said unto them, Why chide ye with me? Wherefore do you tempt the Lord? And the people thirsted there for water. And the people murmured against Moses, and said, Wherefore is this that thou hast brought us up out of Egypt, to kill us and our children and our cattle with thirst? And Moses cried unto the Lord, saying, What shall I do unto this people? They be almost ready to stone me. And the Lord said unto Moses, Go on before the people, and take with thee of the elders of Israel, and thy rod, wherewith thou smotest the river, take in thine hand, and go. Behold, I will stand before thee there upon the rock in Horeb, and thou shalt smite the rock, and there shall come water out of it, that the people may drink. And Moses did so in the sight of the elders of Israel. And he called the name of this place Massah and Meribah, because of the chiding of the children of Israel, and because they tempted the Lord, saying, Is the Lord among us or not? Then came Amalek and fought with Israel in Rephidim. And Moses said unto Joshua, Choose us out men and go out, fight with Amalek. Tomorrow I will stand on the top of the hill with the rod of the Most High in my hand. So Joshua did as Moses had said to him, and fought with Amalek. And Moses, Aaron, and Hur went up to the top of the hill. And it came to pass, when Moses held up his hand, that Israel prevailed, and when he let down his hand, Amalek prevailed. But Moses' hand were heavy, and they took a stone and put it under him, and he sat thereon. And Aaron and Hur stayed up his hands, the one on one side and on the other side, and his hands were steady until the going down of the sun. And Joshua discomfited Amalek and his people with the edge of the sword. And the Lord said unto Moses, Write this for a memorial in a book, and rehearse it in the ears of Joshua, for I will utterly put out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven.
So the Most High, as we know, is very wroth with the Amalekites, with Amalek, right? Always at war from generation to generation. Go ahead and finish that out. Let's start at verse 16.
It reads, For he said, Because the Lord hath sworn that the Lord will have war with Amalek from generation to generation.
So how is Amalek warring on the people today? Anybody?
There are present day rulers of the earth.
Con. So
That's where pursuing evil, pursuing the destruction of the Most High's people, and just causing chaos.
Con, just their hand is in everything, right? Anybody else want to share? Good. All right. So you see that Joshua was there from the beginning, right? He seen the power of the Most High, and he stayed with him. So that's why we're going into his life, because the Most High was pleased with him. Not many people of that generation got to go into the promised land, to go see that land, right? So let's keep it going. Let's go to Exodus 32. Let's get a few. Let's go ahead and start at 1.
The book of Exodus, chapter 32 and verse 1. And when the people saw that Moses delayed to come down out of the mount, the people gathered themselves together unto Aaron, and said unto him, Up, make us gods, which shall go before us. For as this Moses, the man that brought us up out of the land of Egypt, we wot not what is become of him. And Aaron said unto them, Break off the golden earrings which are in the ears of your wives, of your sons, and of your daughters, and bring them unto me. And all the people brake off the golden earrings which were in their ears, and brought them unto Aaron. And he received them at their hand, and fashioned it with a graving tool, after he had made it a molten calf. And they said, These be thy gods, O Israel, which brought thee up out of the land of Egypt. And when Aaron saw it, he built an altar before it, and Aaron made proclamation, and said, Tomorrow is a feast to the Lord. And they rose up early on the morrow, and offered burnt offerings, and brought peace offerings. And the people sat down to eat and to drink, and rose up to play. And the Lord said unto Moses, Go, get thee down, for thy people, which thou broughtest out of the land of Egypt, have corrupted themselves. They have turned aside quickly out of the way which I commanded them. They have made them a molten calf, and have worshipped it, and have sacrificed thereunto, and said, These be thy gods, O Israel, which have brought thee up out of the land of Egypt.
Just going into our people, just there, like, it seems like even though you see this awakening, you got this history, you got a family or loved ones you want to share with, or even strangers, and they seeing the power of the Most High, and that's still not enough. So we got to remember, like we always bring up, losing patience, getting frustrated with people that don't want to get in this walk. It was people that seen all this and they still want no parts of it, right? They didn't want no parts. They see that you done destroyed Egypt, and you coming out of the most, you coming out of the empire that was ruling the world at that time, and it still wasn't enough. Let's finish reading.
Picking up at verse 9. And the Lord said unto Moses, I have seen this people, and behold, it is a stiff-necked people.
Very stiff-necked people,
Now therefore let me alone, that my wrath may wax hot against them.
Let's jump it over to 14.
It reads, And the Lord repented of the evil which he thought to do unto this people, to his people. And Moses turned and went down from the mount, and the 2 tables of the testimony were in his hand. The tables were written on both their sides. On the one side and on the other were they written. And the tables were the works of the work of God. And the writing was the writing of God, graven upon the tables. And when Joshua heard the noise of the people as they shouted, he said unto Moses, There is a noise of war in the camp. And he said, It is not the voice of them that shout for mastery, neither is it the voice of them that cry for being overcome, but the noise of them that sing do I hear. And it came to pass, as soon as he came nigh unto the camp, that he saw the calf and the dancing, and Moses' anger waxed hot. And he cast the table out of his hand, and brake them beneath the mount. And he took the calf which they had made, and burnt it with fire, and ground it to powder, and strawed it upon the water, and made the children of Israel drink of it. And Moses said unto Aaron, What did this people unto thee, that thou hast brought thee so great a sin upon them? And Aaron said, Let not the anger of my Lord wax hot. Thou knowest the people that they are set on mischief.
This people set on mischief. Look, Joshua said, look, I think I hear BET Awards. I hear Soul Train going on, right? These people, they set on mischief. So, man, it never gets old, the amount of years you in this walk. It's like, they just really know how to set the traps out for the people, right? So, mischief. We have to stay focused while we out here, coming together, keeping law, statutes, commandments, doing your studies, doing the work, just doing what Christ commands you to do. It's real easy to just get off track with people that's following the wrong way, right? Let's keep it going.
Verse 23, For they said unto me, Make us gods, which shall go before us. For as for this Moses, the man that brought us up out of the land of Egypt, we wot not what is become of him.
We don't know what's going on with that Moses. He trying to stop our function
And I said unto them, whosoever hath any gold, let them break it off. So they gave it me. Then I cast it into the fire, and there came out this calf. When Moses saw that the people were naked, for Aaron had made them naked unto their shame among their enemies, then Moses stood in the gate of the camp and said, who is on the Lord's side? Let him come unto me.
Who's on the Lord's side?
And all the sons of Levi gathered themselves together unto him. And he said unto them, thus saith the Lord God of Israel, put every man his sword by his side, and go in and out from the gate to gate throughout the camp, and slay every man his brother, and every man his companion, and every man his neighbor. And the children of Levi did according to the word of Moses. And there fell of the people that day about 3,000 men. For Moses had said, consecrate yourselves today to the Lord, even every man upon his son and upon his brother, that he may bestow upon you a blessing this day. And it came to pass on the morrow that Moses said unto the people, ye have sinned a great sin, and now I will go up unto the Lord. Peradventure I shall make an atonement for your sin.
She shall make an atonement for your sin.
And Moses returned unto the Lord and said, oh, this people have sinned a great sin.
It's a great sin when people doing idolatry. It's a great sin. It blinds you, right? Especially that rock. I don't know what it is. It seemed like the Kaaba in Islam, it's like that's always popping up on the phone. People just want to go touch this rock. And then the history don't matter, right? You proving all things. But this people, they don't want no parts of it. And Joshua is not partaking. No matter what he sees going on, he's staying on the path that the Lord want him on. So we have to take heed to this. A lot of people might be doing that over there. You got to stay on the path of the Most High God, right? Keep it going.
Verse 31, and Moses returned unto the Lord and said, oh, this people have sinned a great sin, and have made them gods of gold. Yet now, if thou wilt forgive their sin, and if not, blot me, I pray thee.
Look, he was one to put himself on the line, right? Moses was more meek than any man in the earth. Remember that? Y'all remember that, Khan? Keep it going.
Yet now, if thou wilt forgive their sin, and if not, blot me, I pray thee, out of thy book which thou hast written. And the Lord said unto Moses, whosoever have sinned against me, him will I blot out of my book.
Let's read that part again.
And the Lord said unto Moses, whosoever have sinned against me, him will I blot out of my book.
You don't want to be blotted out of the book. You don't want to be blotted out of his book, right? Let's keep it going. Let's go to Numbers 14. So, Joshua is he's witnessing all of these things, and he still stayed down. Remember, that whole generation didn't get to make it into the land of Israel, right? To get the division of to each tribe. Let's go there. Let's go 22. Let's go 14. Let's start 22.
The book of Numbers, chapter 14, and verse 22.
No, let's start 20. Salaki.
Verse 20. And the Lord said, I have pardoned according to thy word. But as truly as I live, all the earth shall be filled with the glory of the Lord. Because all those men which have seen my glory and my miracles, which I did in Egypt and in the wilderness, and have tempted me now these 10 times, and have not hearkened to my voice.
So check that out. They seen all this. It don't matter. Look, I'm just using this for the frustration that people, go through. Why my mama ain't the truth yet? Why my sister, my brother? Why, you got to remember, it's people that seen all this with their own eyes, and they still said, we got to go do that over there, Moses. We got to go do that over there. So, the king, matter of fact, let's get that. Go to 2nd Esdras. Go chapter 8. I could get it with you. Go chapter 8. Verse 3.
The book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 8, and verse 3. There be many created, but few shall be saved.
All the time. We got to remember that. Let's go back to Numbers 14.
Picking up at verse 23. Surely they shall not see the land which I swear unto their fathers, neither shall any of them that provoke me see it, but my servant Caleb, because he had another spirit within him.
So Caleb has another spirit than what everyone is dealing with, right? He's really looking to serve the Most High, his servant. Let's keep it going.
And hath followed me fully.
Fully,
Him will I bring into the land whereinto he went, and his seed shall possess it. Now the Amalekites and the Canaanites dwell in the valley. Tomorrow turn you and get you into the wilderness by the way of the Red Sea. And the Lord spake unto Moses and unto Aaron, saying, How long shall I bear with this evil congregation, which murmur against me? I have heard the murmurings of the children of Israel, which they murmur against me. Say unto them, As truly as I live, saith the Lord, as ye have spoken in my ears, so will I do to you. Your carcasses shall fall in this wilderness, and all that were numbered of you, according to your whole number, from 20 years old and upward, which have murmured against me, doubtless ye shall not come into the land.
Doubtless, right there. Go to Hebrews chapter 11 and verse 6. Get that real quick. But hold that. We're going to come back there. He said doubtless, right? People doubting him. We always bring it up about, when we going through a hard time, you start doubting, what am I going to do? You start getting nervous, or you get anxiety, we say, right? You start just getting in your head. You're not just focused on the Most High. And then that take you, right? You got to make sure that that your roots is deep on the Most High. Bring that out.
Say Hebrews what?
11 and 6.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 11 and verse 6. But without faith, it is impossible to please him.
Do we hear that? Do we hear that, family? Like, without faith, you cannot please the Most High. It's real easy to serve him when you just up, when you just, I'm feeling good, my money's good, I'm going this and that, right? Everything's good, but you're going to still serve the Most High no matter what you're going through, right?
Come
on. Let's go back. Let's start at verse, where you stop at?
30.
Oh yeah, we keep that going.
Picking up at verse 30. Doubtless ye shall not come into the land, concerning which I swear to make you dwell therein, save Caleb the son of Jephunneh, and Joshua the son of Nun. But your little ones, which ye said should be a prey, them will I bring in, and they shall know the land which ye have despised. But as for you, your carcasses, they shall fall in this wilderness, and your children shall wander in the wilderness 40 years, and bear your whoredoms until your carcasses wasted in the wilderness. After the number of the days in which ye search the land, even 40 days, each day for a year, shall ye bear your iniquities, even 40 years, and ye shall know my breach of promise. I, the Lord, have said, I will surely do it unto all this evil congregation that are gathered together against me.
What made them so evil? What made them an evil generation? Anybody? Yep, that's one. The idolatry going on. Grew up in Egypt, so their mindset was, they wanted everything that was going on in Egypt, right? So they don't know the Most High, right? They didn't want to follow him. You gotta follow the Most High. That's why you can't be lukewarm with him. Look, he say, look, I'm gonna make them pay for all that stuff that they're doing. And people think that's why he say his people don't know his judgments. Let's keep it going.
In this wilderness they shall be consumed, and there they shall die. Verse 36. And the men which Moses sent to search the land, who returned and made all the congregation to murmur against him by bringing up a slander upon the land, Even those men that did bring up the evil report upon the land died by the plague before the Lord. But Joshua the son of Nun, and Caleb the son of Jephunneh, which were of the men that went to search the land, lived still.
So they live still. They live still,
And Moses told these sayings unto all the children of Israel, and the people murmured greatly. And they rose up early in the morning and gat them up into the top of the mountain, saying, Lo, we be here, and will go up unto the place which the Lord hath promised, for we have sinned. And Moses said, Wherefore now do ye transgress the commandment of the Lord?
So you right there, and you going off. Remember, things written aforetime was what, family? Con. So they was right there and they go off. Now we gotta remember that, right? Like you close and then you go off. Remember, talks about that in Ezekiel 18. You know, those that sin, and then they, die. You're gonna be judging your sins. So you gotta make sure that you stay focused, right? Let's keep it going.
Verse 41, and Moses said, Wherefore now do ye transgress the commandment of the Lord, but it shall not prosper. Go not up, for the Lord is not among you, that ye be not smitten before your enemies. For the Amalekites and the Canaanites are there before you, and ye shall fall by the sword, because ye are turned away from the Lord. Therefore the Lord will not be with you.
So, if he says that the Lord be not with you, look, he says, ye shall fall by the sword because ye are turned away from the Lord. Therefore the Lord will not be with you. So, when people say, I believe in God, we just got to worry about this. Umar saying we should invest in school. Just all the stuff our people come up with. There ain't no way but to keep these law, statute, commandments and do what you're supposed to do. Because if you try to create some militia to take the government down, no, right? You going against the prophecies, and that's what's going on here. People didn't want to wait for the Ark of the Covenant, right, to go before him. Finish reading. We're going to get that. Finish that out.
But they presumed to go up unto the hilltop. Nevertheless, the ark of the covenant of the Lord and Moses departed not out of the camp. Then the Amalekites came down, and the Canaanites which dwelt in that hill, and smote them and discomfited them, even unto Hormah.
Because they didn't want to wait on the Lord, right? Go to the book of Zechariah. Go 14. Verse 1.
The book of Zechariah, chapter 14, and verse 1. Behold, the day of the Lord cometh, and thy spoil shall be divided in the midst of thee. For I will gather all nations against Jerusalem to battle.
This is future prophecy, right?
And the city shall be taken, and the houses rifled, and the women ravished, and half of the city shall go forth into captivity, and the residue of the people shall not be cut off from the city. Then shall the Lord go forth and fight against those nations, as when he fought in the day of battle.
Remember, he used to be in the Ark of the Covenant, right? You had to wait on the Lord before war. So that's what's coming back again. You know, all the artifacts they've been trying to find. They ain't found that one, right? Anybody know how we know they haven't found that one? Anybody got that scripture? No? Where Jeremiah hit it?
Jeremiah hit it.
Anybody know? Let's go there. You hot? You hot? 2nd Maccabee, chapter, I believe it's 4, 2 or 4. Chapter 2. Let's go verse 4.
The book of 2nd Maccabees, chapter 2, and verse 4. It was also contained in the same writing that the prophet, being warned of God, commanded the tabernacle and the ark to go with him, as he went forth into the mountain where Moses climbed up and saw the heritage of God.
What's the heritage of God? What did he get? What was the heritage of God? What did Moses go get in that mountain? What's the heritage of God? What Moses go get?
Commandments.
He went and got the heritage, right? Go ahead, finish.
Verse 5. And when Jeremiah came thither, he found a hollow cave, wherein he laid the tabernacle, and the ark, and the altar of incense, and so stopped the door. And some of those that followed him came to mark the way, but they could not find it. Which when Jeremiah perceived, he blamed them, saying, As for that place, it shall be unknown until the time that God gathered his people again together.
So that's when it's going to be found.
And receive them unto mercy. Then shall the Lord show them these things, and the glory of the Lord shall appear, and the cloud also, as it was showed under Moses. And when Solomon desired that the place might be honorably sanctified.
So, gonna keep it in context because we're going into Joshua and it has to do with Moses. But what is that glory, right? It says that cloud was under Moses. And when Solomon desired that place might be honorably sanctified, what is that talking about? When Solomon desired that the place might be honorably sanctified, what is he talking about right there? Remember when when Solomon built the temple, then the glory of the Lord filled it, right? That's what that's talking about right there. The glory of the Lord filled it. Remember that cloud, that smoke entered in. You want to remember that. So make sure you highlight that, write that down, how you take your notes. Let's go back in. Let's go Numbers chapter 32. Let's go there. Let's get verse 1. I don't want to start at 11. Let me see. Verse 32. Now let's start it. Let's just get verse 11.
The book of Numbers, chapter 32 and verse 11. Surely none of the men that came up out of Egypt from 20 years old and upward shall see the land which I swear unto Abraham, unto Isaac, and unto Jacob, because they have not wholly followed me.
Get that word holy in the Strongs, if you could. So they haven't wholly followed the Most High, right? 20 years old, because why? What was in their mind is kind of like, our people here. I mean, everybody's kind of puffed up these days, right? They could give you a whole understanding about what you should and shouldn't be eating. That's killing you. But they not worried about who's going to judge their soul, right? Like, people got it backwards. You got to eat this, and you got to do this, and you got to get the money right, you got to get the bag, all this stuff. Because what Babylon do here, what it does to you, right? Same thing. That's what Egypt was doing to our people back then. That's why this place is called what? Spiritually called what, family? Sodom and
Egypt.
Spiritual.
And Egypt.
In Egypt.
All right. Come on now.
All right, the Strongs for that word holy is H4390, Malah or Malay, a primitive root to fill or be full, accomplish, confirm, consecrate, to go in fully, feel or fulfill.
Go in fully. Look, they went in fully following the Most High God, right? And it wasn't many. Let's go Jeremiah 17, verse 7. The life of Joshua. 17 and verse 7.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 17 and verse 7. Blessed is the man that trusteth in the Lord, and whose hope the Lord is. For he shall be as a tree planted by the waters, and that spreadeth out her roots by the river, and shall not see when heat cometh. But her leaf shall be green, and shall not be careful in the year of drought, neither shall cease from yielding fruit. The heart is deceitful above all things, and desperately wicked. Who can know it?
So really just going into 7 and 8, just blessed is the man that trusteth in the Lord. And that's what Joshua did. It don't matter if someone you have respect for in the walk, or you just have to make sure that Christ is first. No matter what someone else do, right? You know, you be in it for some years, and just some people don't want to follow the Most High God no more, right? Some people get tired of doing it. They get tired of, you know, the ways of following the good book. They want to go off a little bit. You got to make sure you stay focused, right? Because who's going to judge you at the end of the day? The Most High God of Israel. Let's go 1 Peter 4:18.
The book of 1 Peter chapter 4 and verse 18. And if the righteous scarcely be saved.
Read that part again.
And if the righteous scarcely be saved, where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear?
Just that very, very few. So, scarcely. So, if you even see them going to get the land, it wasn't many people that made it, right? Let's go Deuteronomy chapter 31. Get that from the top.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 31 and verse 1. And Moses went and spake these words unto all Israel, and he said unto them, I am 120 years old this day. I can no more go out and come in. Also the Lord hath said unto me, Thou shalt not go over this Jordan. The Lord thy God, he will go over before thee, and he will destroy these nations from before thee.
Just read that, Zechariah 14, right? Same thing's going to happen again.
And thou shalt possess them, and Joshua, he shall go over before thee, as the Lord hath said. And the Lord shall do unto them as he did to Sihon and Og, the kings of the Amorites, and unto the land of them whom he destroyed. And the Lord shall give them up before your face, that ye may do unto them according unto all the commandments which I have commanded you. Be strong and of a good courage. Fear not, nor be afraid of them, for the Lord thy God, he it is that doth go with thee. He will not fail thee, nor forsake thee.
He won't forsake you if you're doing what he commands, right? Finish reading.
And Moses called unto Joshua and said unto him, in the sight of all Israel, be strong and of good courage, for thou must go with this people unto the land which the Lord hath sworn unto their fathers to give them, and thou shalt cause them to inherit it.
Think about that. Think about you trying to lead his people, the Israelites, with all the murmurings that our people do, right? And you taking them to somewhere that you don't know nothing about. You got to have your faith strong, right? Keep it going.
Verse 8, and the Lord, he it is that doth go before thee. He will be with thee. He will not fail thee, neither forsake thee. Fear not, neither be dismayed. And Moses wrote this law and delivered it unto the priests, the sons of Levi, which bear the ark of the covenant of the Lord, and unto all the elders of Israel. And Moses commanded them, saying, at the end of every 7 years, in the solemnity of the year of release, in the feast of tabernacles, when all Israel is come to appear before the Lord thy God, in the place which he shall choose, thou shalt read this law before all Israel in their hearing. Gather the people together, men and women, and children, and thy stranger that is within thy gates, that they may hear, and that they may learn, and fear the Lord your God, and observe to do all the words of this law, and that their children which have not known anything may hear and learn to fear the Lord your God, as long as ye live in the land whither ye go over Jordan to possess it. And the Lord said unto Moses, behold, thy days approach that thou must die. Call Joshua and present yourselves in the tabernacle of the congregation, that I may give him a charge. And Moses and Joshua went and presented themselves in the tabernacle of the congregation. And the Lord appeared in the tabernacle in a pillar of a cloud. And the pillar of a cloud stood over the door of the tabernacle.
That's that glory of the Lord again. That's that same thing that Moses seen right here, and it's the same thing that who else? Solomon, like we was bringing out, right? Keep it going. That cloud.
And the Lord said unto Moses, Behold, thou shalt sleep with thy fathers, and this people will rise up and go a whoring after the gods of the strangers of the land, whither they go to be among them, and will forsake me and break my covenant which I have made with them. Then my anger shall be kindled against them in that day, and I will forsake them, and I will hide my face from them, and they shall be devoured, and many evils and troubles shall befall them, so that they will say in that day, are not these evils come upon us because our God is not among us?
Our people know why, right? Every time you know why you going through what you're going through. Yeah, I gotta get back to church. I gotta get back. I gotta get back to God. Man, I'm going through it, man. Yeah, I gotta get back to reading my Bible, right? All the stuff. But if you just keep the Most High first, you're not gonna be feeling that way. You're gonna go through something and know you just gotta endure. You know, keep it going.
Verse 18. And I will surely hide my face in that day for all the evils which they shall have wrought, and that they are turned unto other gods. Now therefore write ye this song for you, and teach it the children of Israel. Put it in their mouths, that this song may be a witness for me against the children of Israel. For when I shall have brought them into the land which I swear unto their fathers, that floweth with milk and honey, and they shall have eaten and filled themselves and waxen fat, then will they turn unto other gods, and serve them, and provoke me, and break my covenant. And it shall come to pass, when many evils and troubles are befallen them, that this song shall testify against them as a witness, for it shall not be as forgotten out of the mouth of their seed. For I know their imagination, which they go about, even now, before I have brought them into the land which I swear. Moses therefore wrote this song the same day, and taught it the children of Israel. And he gave Joshua the son of Nun a charge, and said, Be strong and of good courage, for thou shalt bring the children of Israel into the land which I swear unto them, and I will be with thee. And it came to pass, when Moses had made an end of the writing of his words of the law in a book, until they were finished, that Moses commanded the Levites which bear the ark of the covenant of the Lord, saying, Take this book of the law, and put it in the side of the ark of the covenant of the Lord your God, that it may be there for a witness against thee. For I know thy rebellion and thy stiff neck. Behold, while I am yet alive with you this day, ye have been rebellious against the Lord, and how much more after my death. Gather unto me all your elders of your tribes and your officers, that I may speak these words in their ears, and call heaven and earth to record against them.
Man, you know, just sometimes for people to not even think that these people could be the people, I mean, it's only one people that's this stiff-necked, right? The most stiff-necked, but the most joyful people on the earth. It just Moses and Joshua and Aaron having to deal with our people, right? Says a lot that it was even hard for Moses at times. You know, he started going off. Does anybody remember how he went off? Anybody? No, I'm glad because you wanted to say something. Let's go to Numbers. What's that? Numbers 20 in 6. You know, dealing with these people, it can cause you to start falling off. Go Numbers. Let's start at verse 6.
The book of Numbers, chapter 20 and verse 6. And Moses and Aaron went from the presence of the assembly unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. And they fell upon their faces, and the glory of the Lord appeared unto them. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Take the rod, and gather thou the assembly together, thou and Aaron thy brother, and speak ye unto the rock before their eyes, and it shall give forth his water, and thou shalt bring forth to them water out of the rock. So thou shalt give the congregation and their beasts drink. And Moses took the rod from before the Lord, as he had commanded him. And Moses and Aaron gathered the congregation together before the rock. And he said unto them, Hear now, ye rebels, must we fetch you water out of this rock?
Ye rebels, must we fetch you water out this rock?
And Moses lifted up his hand, and with his rod he smote the rock twice, and the water came out abundantly, and the congregation drank, and their beasts also. And the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron, Because ye believed me not, to sanctify me in the eyes of the children of Israel, therefore ye shall not bring this congregation into the land which I have given them.
The Most High know what's in our heart. You know, you taking the credit. You ain't believe. Look, you went out there, and all because of that, Moses. Yeah. Tell Joshua, send him in there. You not seeing the land. You be gathered to your fathers for acting up. Gotta give the Most High the glory every time, right? Let's go to Deuteronomy 34. In verse 1. So now you know why Moses. How did Moses go wrong? What did he do that was wrong, right? That right there, that one thing right there. Let's start at verse 1, King.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 34 and verse 1. And Moses went up from the plains of Moab unto the mountains of Nebo, to the top of Pisgah, that is over against Jericho. And the Lord showed him all the land of Gilead unto Dan, and all Naphtali, and the land of Ephraim, and Manasseh, and all the land of Judah unto the utmost sea, and the south, and the plain of the valley of Jericho, the city of palm trees unto Zoar. And the Lord said unto him, This is the land which I swear unto Abraham, unto Isaac, and unto Jacob, saying, I will give it unto thy seed. I have caused thee to see it with thine eyes, but thou shalt not go over thither. So Moses, the servant of the Lord, died there in the land of Moab, according to the word of the Lord. And he buried him in a valley in the land of Moab, over against Beth Peor. But no man knoweth of his sepulchre unto this day. And Moses was 120 years old when he died. His eye was not dim, nor his natural force abated. And the children of Israel wept for Moses in the plains of Moab 30 days. So the days of weeping and mourning for Moses were ended. And Joshua, the son of Nun, was full of the spirit of wisdom. For Moses had laid his hands upon him. And the children of Israel hearkened unto him, and did as the Lord commanded Moses. And there arose not a prophet since in Israel like unto Moses, whom the Lord knew face to face. And all the signs and the wonders which the Lord sent him to do in the land of Egypt, to Pharaoh, and to all his servants, and to all his land, and in all that mighty hand, and in all the great terror which Moses showed in the sight of all Israel.
Right, Moses putting it down, right, for the Most High. Keep it going. Let's go to the book of Joshua, chapter 1, verse 1.
The book of Joshua, chapter 1 and verse 1. Now after the death of Moses, the servant of the Lord, came to pass that the Lord spake unto Joshua, the son of Nun, Moses' minister, saying, Moses, my servant is dead. Now therefore arise, go over this Jordan, thou and all this people, unto the land which I do give to them, even to the children of Israel. Every place that the sole of your foot shall tread upon, that have I given unto you, as I said unto Moses, from the wilderness and this Lebanon, even unto the great river, the river Euphrates, and all the land of the Hittites, and unto the great sea toward the going down of the sun shall be your coast. There shall not any man be able to stand there before thee all the days of thy life.
All the days of his life. Couldn't no one mess with him as long as he was doing what the Most High told him to do, right? Finish, keep it going.
As I was with Moses, so I will be with thee. I will not fail thee nor forsake thee.
The Lord always says that, right? He won't forsake you. People don't want to, people got to see it first, it seems like. People think that the Most High need to prove something to you first. Whether you just tell them, oh, I don't really believe that Bible, there's other things out there, or this or that. Like, we think we so special as a people. We bring it out every week. Ecclesiastes 10, get that. So proud. It's like, people are just earth and ashes, and you don't want to serve the Most High first. You think that he got to show you something first, because people not humbled enough for the Most High, right? Bring that out.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 10 and verse 9. Why is earth and ashes proud?
Why? Go to Joshua 1 and 8. Now let's finish that up where you was at.
Come. Picking up at Joshua chapter 1 and verse 6. Be strong and of good courage, for unto this people shalt thou divide for an inheritance the land, which I swear unto their fathers to give them. Only be thou strong and very courageous, that thou may observe to do according to all the law, which Moses my servant commanded thee. Turn not from it to the right hand or to the left, that thou mayest prosper whithersoever thou goest. This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy ways prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success.
So check that out. Look, so it was always coming back to what the Father in heaven, it was always his plan. It's a lot of different leaders in this awakening worldwide, that some do good work. A lot of people do good work. Some do it for vainglory. The Most High judges people right. But look, are they making sure that it's really about the Most High, or is it about them? And we see Moses was making about the Most High's business. Joshua, then the minute Moses didn't, he couldn't see the land. So we always want to make sure that it's about, the Most High's business, right? We always want to make sure it's about him. That you loving your neighbor, and it's all about, what? I got my talents up, right? I got my talents up. I went, he woke me up. I shared it with someone through the Spirit, and it changed their life. Look at that person. Look at how much they changed. Look at they family. Look at how much, man, look at how you used to be. You done changed so much, it made other people be interested, right? Man, maybe I should pick that up, man. I remember when I can't even get you to budge. You don't want to come out no more? You don't want to do what we used to do? So, just Joshua and Moses was always about the Father's business. Let's get some out of Josephus. Let's get, we're going book 5, chapter 1. Let's just get 28, 29. Then we could end it.
It reads, when they had made this answer, and Phinehas had commanded them for it, he came to Joshua and explained before the people what answer they had received. Now Joshua was glad that he was under no necessity of setting them in array, or of leading them to shed blood, and make war against men of their own family. And accordingly he offered sacrifices of thanksgiving to God for the same. So Joshua, after that, dissolved this great assembly of the people and sent them to their own inheritances, while he himself lived in Shechem. But in the 20th year after this, when he was very old, he sent for those of the greatest dignity in the several cities, with those in authority and the Senate, and as many of the common people as could be present. And when they were come, he put them in mind of all the benefits God had bestowed on them, which could not but be a great many, since from a low estate they were advanced to so great a degree, of glory and plenty, and exhorted them to take notice of the intentions of God, which had been so gracious toward them, and told them that the deity would continue their friend by nothing else but their piety, and that it was proper for him, now that he was about to depart out of his life, to leave such an admonition to them. And he desired that they would keep in memory this his exhortation to them. So Joshua, when he had thus discoursed them, to them, he died, having lived 110 years, 40 of which he lived with Moses, in order to learn what he might be for his advantage afterwards. He also became their commander after his death for 25 years. He was as a man that wanted not wisdom nor eloquence to declare his intentions to the people, but very eminent on both accounts. He was of great courage and courageous spirit in action and in dangers, and very wise in procuring the peace of the people, and of great virtue at all prosperous seasons. He was buried in the city of Timnah of the tribe of Ephraim. About the same time died Eleazar the high priest, leaving the high priesthood to his son Phinehas. His monument also and sepulchre are in the city of Gibeah.
So he was about his father's business at all times, even to the death. Remember that, be thou faithful to the death. Anybody got any questions on it? No? Brother Kurt, you good?
Give me the book, verse and number again, chapter.
Oh, and Josephus?
Yeah.
What's that? Page 174. I think it's book 5, chapter
28 and 29.
All right.
book 5, chapter 1. Book 5, chapter 1. All right, family, we can pray out.
And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, from the one end of the earth even unto the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. And among these nations shalt thou find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest. But the Lord shall give thee there a trembling heart, and failing of eyes, and sorrow of mind. And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night, and shalt have none assurance of thy life. In the morning thou shalt say, Would God it were even, and at even thou shalt say, Would God it were morning. For the fear of thine heart wherewith thou shalt fear, and for the sight of thine eyes which thou shalt see. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. The word that came to Jeremiah from the Lord, saying, Thus speaketh the Lord God of Israel, saying, Write thee all the words that I have spoken unto thee in a book. For lo, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will bring again the captivity of my people Israel and Judah, saith the Lord. And I will cause them to return to the land that I gave to their fathers, and they shall afflict thee. And I will save her that halteth, and gather her that was driven out. And I will get them praise and fame in every land where they have been put to shame. At that time will I bring you again, even in the time that I gather you.